You're now watching The Wash daily. Big fire out in LA at one of the hash oil factories out in the Toy District. And they went out to this building where there was a fire, the roof caved in, and it said that these firefighters, there was about a dozen, they were stuck on top of a roof and they had to slide down a ladder that was covered in flames, and everyone got really messed up, ruined a fire truck. A company was using cannabis to make hash oil, and the method when they do that sometimes can be pretty flammable. Sometimes they use a butane method with butane hash oil, and it can blow up. So it blew up and a bunch of people got hurt, and so that's not good. So hopefully the people who got hurt will be okay, but what a nightmare. The vape cartridges come from cannabis, BHO or CO2 extraction. CO2 extraction is a very different method than BHO. BHO involves butane, and it breaks down the cannabis and produces a substance that's thick and oily, has a lot of flavonoids in it, terpenes. And CO2, after smashing the buds of the pressure, it will also give you that hash oil. From reading about it, it looks like the BHO method gives you a richer, tastier hash oil, whereas the CO2, you'd have to add that stuff into the product afterward, which a lot of companies do who do CO2. They'll go ahead and reconstitute it with different terpenes, flavonoids. Also today in news, COVID-19 is making things a lot different. It's changing a lot of the ways things are happening for cannabis, both legal and medicinal. A big one is that they weren't allowing people to do drive-up pickups. Having delivery companies do it was a big deal. One of the big changes is with curbside pickup has really changed a lot of things. People have really shifted to a more virtual model online. You're not smelling weed anymore. You can't go check out the buds anymore. You pick up what you ordered online, and that's that. That's really just changing how things are done in the cannabis industry. The federal government is going to take away grant money for mental health for schools who allow medical marijuana on their campuses. The federal government keeps pretending that cannabis has no medicinal use and is addictive, and they've disallowed banks from participating in cannabis outfits, and now they're saying schools that allow medical cannabis aren't going to receive the earmarked mental health grant money. It was recently leaked that the Trump administration has been doing a good job of keeping cannabis out of commerce. It's come out that the federal government has been conspiring to keep cannabis out of industrial use and from being studied. Turns out the federal government doesn't want people to look at cannabis or have cannabis or use cannabis. They certainly don't want people to start using cannabis to make drugs and start treating themselves for issues. The federal government promised they would start looking at cannabis many years ago through the DEA. They still haven't done that. Now the DEA made rules where when they do take cannabis, we're not liable for ruining it when they leave it in stupid places for too long and don't do anything. All the hard work goes right down the tube. They don't want you to know about cannabis, it seems like. Or if they did, they're not doing a very good job of living up to their end of the bargain. So while we have states who are allowing cannabis, the federal government is taking a hardline stance against it, and it doesn't seem like that's changing anytime soon. Thanks for watching The Wash Daily.